Hi there, welcome to Subpar Stitches. My name is Hillary and this is my Flosstube channel. So I feel like I'm gonna be like blazing through this one because my phone is at like 25% and I don't have a charger long enough to reach here. But as you can see, back on the couch, clean the couch off from all my StitchCon stuff. If you're new here, this is kind of like the spot that I like to film in for Flosstubes because this is my second channel. My first channel is all about nail polish. I say as I'm not wearing any nail polish right now because I need to immediately go film some nail content after this video. But I film all of my nail polish stuff in front of like this huge like nail wall, and I just feel like it doesn't really suit the cross stitch vibe. So here's a pin board. That's so much more suited. And a bunch of quilts I have started and not finished, so that's fun. But yeah, my name is Hillary, like I said, and I don't know what I'm doing. So I like to start out with my finished objects and fully finished objects, and then I always go into new starts, then whips, and then plans, and haul if I have any, but I don't have any this time. Everything is time-stamped down below, so you can skip to whatever part you want, and any patterns that I mention will be linked down below in chronological order of their mentioning in this video. So if you were interested in a pattern that I show, just go down to the down bar, the description box. I don't think anybody calls it a down bar anymore. But go to the description box and you can find a link there and get the pattern for yourself. So let's just hop right into the FOs/FFOs. Nothing is ironed. That's just the way it's gonna be. I don't enjoy ironing. But I did finish Tea Time by Ink Circles, which this was one of my starts of the week. I have been starting minimum of one new project a week, every week for the entire year of 2025. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm doing that. But I just have so much that I want to start, so I figure if I start it and I give it like 3 days every week, and then next year I can finish whatever's, left over the course of the year. Maybe not all of them, but a good chunk of them. And I have coffee time, tea time, and cocoa time from Ink Circles. And I thought they would go so well together over my drink bar because we have it started out just coffee and tea, and then we got like a drink carbonator and all the stuff. So we have just like a whole drink bar out near our living room. So I thought these would be cute, and I started tea time after coffee time, but I finished tea time first because I prefer tea to coffee. So this is what it ended up looking like. And actually, right there, that fabric does look pretty true to color. So this is 32 count gentle lavender. That's what I decided to call it because I did dye this myself. And I used all of the called for classic Colorworks threads. And this week while I was at work, all I had left was this bottom chunk right here. And so I just did, I was like, oh, I'll do a letter a day. And I got about half of it done Monday and half of it done Tuesday. So I think it's pretty cute. I really like it. I especially like this teapot right here that has kind of like the blue willow china pattern on it. We used to have blue willow dishes when I was growing up. So I'm kind of fascinated by those. But I won't fully finish this until I finish the other two, and then I can get a matching kind of frame situation for them. So that's all I finished, but I do have 2 new starts as well. So the first one I started, it's called Cute Bathroom. I think I just called it Bathroom last time, but it is Cute Bathroom by Stitchy Princess. And I got this on Etsy. I didn't get very far at all. And that's because we were traveling to, Indiana for a nail polish convention because I went to it's called Polish and Beauty Expo, and I just couldn't stitch in the car. It's just, my husband drives like a maniac. It makes it hard. And then I didn't have a lot of in-between time in the hotel because we were busy, and I was filming for that and a vlog. So this is how far I got. And this is stitched on 32 count light blue, which again is a self-dyed fabric. It's just these 2 pieces of fabric. They didn't come out the way I wanted to for the original projects. This one, I was supposed to be I think this is the one I was originally going to use for coffee time, but I ended up not liking the tone of the blue, so I ended up going with this for my little bathroom, and it's just, this is a really like white stitch heavy pattern, and then trying to stitch the white in the car was not great. So we just have like a clock and like some towels on a shelf, and I couldn't find my 704, which is like the color of the towel underneath this one. So I did find it eventually, but this will be just like a cute little, I don't know what I'll do with it, but my husband was like, what are you going to stitch on the way to PBE? And I was like, a bathroom. And he was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, I was like, I don't know how to explain this to you because it's cute, but it is a bathroom. And then last weekend I had another start, and that is an Owl Forest embroidery. It's called Harvest Season Cucumbers. I did buy the Owl Forest thread pack for this, and I'm stitching it on 32 count Helix by Picture This Plus. I thought it was just a nice little like gray neutral, and this is where I've gotten to so far. So I have a bowl with like 3 little pickle slices, and is that like a piece of garlic, I think? And then I did the whole side border, and then this is as far as this top border goes, and then there's going to be like a whole house over here. But I don't know what it is about Owl Forest. I feel like I can stitch these pretty quickly, and I think I just get a lot of enjoyment out of all the colors in the Owl Forest stuff. And then down here, I was getting started on, there's like a big pickle jar, but I didn't get to that yet. But good progress so far, I think. This is going to be a really short video because I'm like speeding through it because I'm like, my phone's going to die. Up next, we have some whips. So the first whip you guys saw was probably in my thumbnail, and this is Two Horses by the Primitive Needle. So here's what it's going to look like. I think I said this last time, but I didn't really have any interest when I heard that the Primitive Needle was being recharted, because I heard the name Primitive Needle and I was like, it's just not for me. But then I ended up checking it out anyways, and I saw these darn horses, and I was like, wait a minute, okay, maybe it is for me, because I love how silly it is. So I started this on, was it July 15th? It was like National I Love Horses Day, because Amity and Tara of the Hathaway Stitchers and Wild Woman Crafts, respectively, they were starting a horse pattern, and I didn't want to be left out. So I decided to start this with them, and I only did a few like days on this, but I added a little bit more in since the last time you guys saw it. I like filled in all of these like floral things, and I brought, what is it? This part down here. So I think, if I recall correctly, I'm like all the way over, like that's as far over as it goes. And so I'm almost done with like half of it. And then I got to get this down, and there'll be like a center tree dividing, and then there'll be a second horse over on the other side. But I just love how stupid he looks, and I'm kind of obsessed. But I got a little bit tired of stitching on this just because like the colors are a little bit more fall, and I just wanted something brighter. So I ended up putting it away a little bit earlier than I expected to, because I just got a little bit like, I wanted to stitch on something more colorful. And this fabric is 18 count Ada, and I called it Cool Gingerbread. This is, again, a fabric that I dyed myself, so. And I'm using all of the called for DMC for this pattern. It has a NPI, I think it was originally like stitched in NPI silks, but it has a DMC conversion, and that's what I'm using. And then, of course, I worked on the epic Pokemon Generation 1 cross stitch, and this is by Lord Libidin. You guys have seen this in pretty much every single video all year. My goal is to stitch around 840 stitches a week on this. I haven't the past couple of weeks been able to hit that, and part of that is because I've been changing my lifestyle. I've been trying to wake up at like 6:15 and exercise every morning, every like weekday morning, eating a little bit healthier, going to bed a little bit earlier, so that cuts into my stitching time. So I'm in bed around like 10:30, so I can't like always get all the stitches I need into it, but that's okay, because next year this will become like a predominantly focused piece. So at this point I should have shown you where I was before, But here is where I'm at now in this like hoop space. So I filled in like some of his face here. And then when I got sick of that and was like, I'm tired of these colors, I came through and did a lot of yellow and like some of this orange through here. Also, it was just easier to get like some block stitching done. But I finally got over the 50% mark. So I feel like it's all downhill from here, baby. This is stitched on an 18 count white Aida, like nothing special. And it's using DMC. I've finished a couple of the colors at this point. So that's great because there's over 100 colors in this dang chart. But every Monday and Tuesday, I bring this out and I try to hit the goal that I set for myself. I'm still on track to finish by the end of July next year if I maintain my stitch goals. Next year, I'll be able to surpass them a little bit more, I think, because I'll be putting probably closer to 4 days a week into this and then 3 days a week into something else of my choice. But we'll see. I feel very confident that this will be done in 2026, finally. And then I worked on my second Whip Go call of the month, and today is the 31st as I'm filming this, and I like divided out how many stitches I needed to do each time to hit the goal, but I had to get 4,000 stitches in Squirrels of Sumatra by ink circles, and I surpassed it by like 200 or 300 stitches, so that was nice. I was on a Stitchy Zoom with my friends Tara, Willow Woman Crafts, and Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe, which was really fun, and I was able to like really lock in and get the last of those stitches done, which is great because I really want to work on my Christmas stocking tonight, so if I didn't get this finished, I would have had to do this instead of that. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count golden hour, I think it's even weave. And I'm using this thread called Black Rose. It's a cotton thread that is like a deep wine that kind of comes up to, it's like a burgundy, I don't know. Someone who knows about color, you can tell me. But I have gotten some pretty good progress. So here is where I got to. I've been kind of working across the top, doing each motif that lines with the border, and then pulling that border over. And I'm thinking the way I'm gonna work this is I'm gonna like do the whole border and like all the surrounding motifs, and then I'll just come back in and just start working on the center. I don't know why. That might seem like a really weird way to do it, but I don't know. It's just how I've been enjoying doing it. And there's two squirrels that are like right underneath here in this centerpiece. I'm going to save the squirrels for last and make those like the final big motif that I put in. But this is on my Whip Go board again for another 4,000 stitches later on. And in total, it's like 29,000 stitches. And I've gotten like 5 or 6 into it. So I feel like I'm making pretty good progress. I started this at Stitch North in October of last year because I saw the fabric, I saw the floss, and I was like, I want both of those. I want to do something that goes like on that together, like do them both together. And so I ended up just picking this pattern to go with this because I felt like it would look good in this color. I had no like particular tie to this pattern, but I'm really enjoying it. So I also just really like ink circles, so it makes sense for me. And then the last pattern that I worked on, I only put in like 150 or so stitches, and this was yesterday when I was at work because I had finished tea time, but I realized, I was like, oh wait, I have another winter themed pattern. I thought I had finished most of them during all my Christmas and July stitching, but I still have Snow Angel by the Rebel Stitcher. And the reason I had stopped working on this before was because I ran out of the white color, which is Bamboo. These are almost exclusively Classic Colorworks. It's 3 Classic Colorworks and a Gentle Arts. And I just thought this was a cute pattern, even though the Yeti has nipples and I can't like deal with that for some reason. And here is where I got to. So I had like filled in the rest of his hand over here with the white, and then I just started filling in this like outline and some of like the details on his face. So now he has a little face. I think it's really cute. I'm excited to have it done. Don't know what I'll do with it, but he's cute. I like him. This fabric is like a weird cut that I got from, I think it's like Bestitch Me. So I don't know what the count is or anything like that, because they were just selling like, bags of like scraps and like maybe mist dyes and stuff like that. And so it's a mystery. I can like measure it and count it. I just haven't done so yet. But it's a very easy stitch. I like the stitching, and I like that even though it's using fancy floss, it only uses 4 colors. So it's not like anything too overwhelming for your pocketbook. But look at, you can see his nipples from space because they're bright blue. Why? Put them away. I think it was Chandria who told me I should do 6 nipples on it, but I don't remember. So Chandria, if that wasn't you, sorry for telling everybody that you thought the Yeti needed 6 nipples. Wow, it's been 20 minutes, fastest Flosstube ever. So I don't have any haul. Yeah, no, I didn't buy anything, which is good because I'm broke right now. But I do have quite a few plans because the new WIPGO numbers have been called. So the first of my WIPGO calls was to put, I think it's like 4,000 stitches into Colors of Mexico, which is a Jan Hicks Creates pattern. So I actually have it right here because it's in the same folio as my Squirrels of Sumatra. So Erin and Amity made this for me. It's like a magnetic folio thing. It's got a Shrek and a sombrero. And then on this side, we got a bunch of coleslaw, which I've been like just walking to my fridge and eating coleslaw out of my fridge all day. Like one bite at a time because I love coleslaw so much. And we have some in there. And then this side is macaroni and cheese. And then there's bugs in the back because I'm a bug freak. So this is another one that I kitted up and started at Stitch North in October. So I cannot remember for the life of me the name of this fabric. And I had to buy like a whole fat half of it. Because this is it was just a little too big for fat quarter, but the fabric color is really pretty, so I'm not worried about it. I think it's 40 count. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while since I stitched on this. So I'm just gonna, boom, put it on the bottom of the screen for you guys. So if you're curious, but it is a Roxy, or it's like an Evertote. I don't know why I'm even trying to tell you this. I'm just gonna put it on the bottom of the screen. So here's where my starting point is, and I will add at least 4,000 more stitches into this. This is my own color conversion that I had created while I was there using Roxy Floss Co. I just kind of wanted to like match the DMC as much as possible, but I also wanted to use the Roxy Floss Co. And I feel like it really pops. I mean, this is a very colorful pattern anyways. It's called Colors of Mexico. I think it is a really stunning pattern that she's done. I really like Jan Hicks. She does a great job. But there's a couple colors where I'm not 100% on. Like there was one where I had started stitching, there's like a motif up here, and then I ripped it all out because I wasn't sure about the color. So I'm going to go back and revisit that later, but I am loving the way these colors look together. So I'm so glad this got called 4,000 stitches. Here I come. And I'm stitching it 1/2. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is 40 count. They're so tiny. I'm excited because at the bottom, there's like specialty stitches. It's not all cross stitch. And I'm really excited to put that in as like part of the piece. I know some people really don't like when cross stitch has like specialty stitches and they really avoid that. But I think it really adds a fun depth to the piece that you don't always get. So I enjoy that. And I like learning new things. So that's always fun. So that'll be my Wednesday, Thursday project for after work and, trying to get to my 4,000. And then the other project that got called, and this one only got called for 2,000 stitches, but I'll probably surpass it because it's not a huge pattern. It's only like 6,000 or 7,000 stitches, I think. This is called like I Will Walk Backwards. And I don't have it right here with me because I forgot to grab it, but I will put up pictures of my progress and where, you know, what it is supposed to look like. And this one got called for 2,000 stitches. I'm going to make this my work project until I at least get the 2,000 and then see, like, do I want to keep going with it and then maybe just finish it? I don't know. We'll see. But it's just like a monochrome with 2 different reds. And it's just based, I say this every time, but I feel like, just in case you forgot, it's based off my favorite tweet by Drill. And it says, if the zoo kicks me out for hollering at the monkeys, I will face God and walk backwards into hell. And I just think that's really funny. And then to take that fragment of it and put it on like what is essentially a sampler type thing, where it's like kind of prim and proper looking, but having the most insane quote. I love that. I think that's such a great contrast. So I really want to get that done and then put it in like a fun, like maybe like a classic kind of ornate gold type frame. Might look good. I don't know. We'll have to see. And then my 2 new starts that will be happening before I see you guys next. So tomorrow, from when I'm filming this, will be Friday. So every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I dedicate to my new start. And you'll be seeing this Saturday, or maybe you'll be seeing it way after Saturday. I don't know. But tomorrow, from when I'm filming this, not that anybody cares, I will be starting The Birdman Cometh by Little Robin Designs. This is one that I've been wanting to stitch for a really, really long time. And it's been sitting in my pattern folio binder thing. And so when I was pulling patterns for my 52 starts for 2025, I just was like, I have to do that one. Like, that one is a must. So I'm excited to stitch that one. I like there's like a little rabbit at the bottom that looks like he's on fire. I just really like that detail. It's like just a lot of fun colors. So I will be finally starting that one. And then the weekend after, I'm going to start going into a spiral by Plastic Little Covers on Etsy. I started one of their patterns a couple weeks ago called Mediumist, and it says like, I am trying my Mediumist, and it's got like all these florals around it. This one's kind of similar, and it says like, going into a spiral, anybody need anything? Kind of like going to the store, anybody want me to grab something? It's just a silly joke. So I don't know, I like that designer's patterns a lot, and they're just really colorful and really fun, and they kind of have that same like juxtaposition of something that looks like really flowery and cute, but has like an unhinged kind of saying on it, and I really love that. It's just so much fun. And then I guess since this one's kind of short, I can show you, I've been working on my knitting just a little bit, and this is, I think it's called like Video Game Scarf, and this is by Katarina Kuntz, who she does a lot of like double knit scarf projects on, she posts a lot on Instagram, and every single scarf seems to get me. But this is my first time ever double knitting, and this is where I'm at right now. My little brother, this is a gift for him if I ever, finish it. But this is inspired by the video game Katamari. In English, it would be Damacy, but it's like in Japanese, Damashi. And they just announced a new one for the Switch, so I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, I finished like this first cousin and the second cousin, and now I'm on this third one here, which is, I think it's miso, which is my favorite cousin, because his head is just a bowl of miso soup. So I really like that. But I love if you don't know the premise of the game, your father, the king of the cosmos, he accidentally destroyed the entire cosmos. So now you have to recreate it by rolling stuff up on a sticky ball and recreating all the planets and stars and stuff. And so you're like gathering just like household goods and stuff like that. So you can see like there's like a paper clip, that we've got a chess piece, a light bulb, a tea kettle. It's like a piece of ham, I think. It's kind of hard to tell. And then what else? We have a piece of Naruto, little bow. This is a fork. And then maybe like a coin, some kind of round item. But yeah, very cute. I love it. And I kind of don't want to give it to him because I want it. There's a Tamagotchi one, though, that I think I'm going to stitch for myself that I really like. If I finish this one. Because this is taking me a while. But like I said, it's my first much time double knitting, so I'm just trying to do it right, especially since it is a gift for somebody. So, but yeah, that is my super speedy, super short floss tube. If only they could all be this bite-sized. I've got so much more to do. I gotta go swatch like 15 polishes. So that's gonna be it from me. I will see you guys again in a couple of weeks, and I'm really excited to go stitch on my stocking once I'm done painting my nails 100 times. So hope you guys enjoy your stitching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.